Welcome back. Today we will learn about the shocking and devastating reasons why the seemingly perfect romance between Alex Kyriakis and Stephanie Johnson is teetering on the edge of complete destruction. The perfect storm brewing in Salem. While Salem residents have been captivating by the passionate and intense love story unfolding between Alex Kyriakis and Stephanie Johnson, dark clouds are gathering on the horizon that threaten to tear this couple apart in the most explosive and dramatic fashion imaginable. What appears to be a fairy tale romance filled with genuine affection, mutual respect, and undeniable chemistry is actually a relationship sitting precariously on a powder keg of secrets, lies, and dangerous connections from their complicated pasts. The beautiful and ambitious Stephanie Johnson has found herself completely swept away by the charming and irresistible Alex Kyriakis, believing that she has finally discovered her soulmate and the man who will stand by her side through all of life's challenges and triumphs. Meanwhile, Alex has been equally enchanted by Stephanie's intelligence, grace, and passionate nature, convinced that their love story is destined to become one of Salem's greatest romantic legends. However, beneath the surface of their seemingly idyllic relationship, a series of catastrophic mistakes, hidden truths, and unresolved conflicts from their pasts are converging to create the perfect storm that could destroy everything they've built together. The literary disaster that could end everything. The first and perhaps most immediate threat to Alex and Stephanie's relationship stems from a publishing catastrophe that has left Stephanie feeling vulnerable, exposed, and terrified of the consequences. Her steamy romance novel, One Stormy Night, which has become an unexpected bestseller and launched her into the spotlight as Salem's newest literary sensation, contains deeply personal and intimate details that were never meant to see the light of day. In what can only be described as a monumental breach of trust and responsibility, Alex failed to honor Stephanie's desperate pleas to remove certain passages from the final version of her book. These weren't just any ordinary romantic scenes or fictional encounters, they were thinly veiled recollections of her traumatic and abusive relationship with her toxic ex-boyfriend, Jeremy Horton. Stephanie had specifically asked Alex to ensure these passages were completely eliminated from both the print and digital versions, understanding the dangerous implications of their inclusion. The passages in question detail intimate moments, emotional manipulation tactics, and psychological abuse patterns that Jeremy employed during their relationship, all disguised as fictional scenarios but containing enough specific details and personal touches that anyone familiar with their history could easily recognize the truth. Stephanie's terror stems not from embarrassment about her writing, but from the very real fear that Jeremy will discover the book, read these revealing passages, and realize that his ex-girlfriend has essentially exposed their entire toxic relationship to the public. What makes this situation even more devastating is that Alex's oversight wasn't the result of malicious intent or deliberate sabotage, it was simply a careless mistake that demonstrates his failure to truly understand the gravity of Stephanie's concerns and the potential danger she faces. This breach of trust has planted seeds of doubt in Stephanie's mind about whether Alex truly listens to her needs and takes her fears seriously. Jeremy Horton's vengeful return to Salem. The situation becomes exponentially more dangerous with mounting evidence that Jeremy Horton is preparing to make his explosive return to Salem, and the timing couldn't be more ominous. Industry insiders and casting speculation suggest that actor Michael Rourke has been brought on board to portray the adult Jeremy Horton, coinciding with the storyline involving Dr. Tom Horton's return to Salem and the opening of the Dr. Tom Horton Free Clinic, funded by E.J. DiMera. Jeremy Horton's history in Salem is marked by manipulation, criminal behavior, and a pattern of psychological and emotional abuse that left deep scars on everyone who crossed his path, particularly Stephanie. Their relationship in 2007 was characterized by lies, control, and toxic dynamics that created lasting trauma for Stephanie, who has spent years healing from the damage he inflicted on her psyche and her ability to trust future romantic partners. The prospect of Jeremy discovering Stephanie's book and recognizing himself in its pages creates a scenario that goes far beyond simple embarrassment or awkwardness. It represents a genuine threat to her safety and emotional well-being. Jeremy's narcissistic personality and history of vindictive behavior suggest that he would view the book's revelations as a personal attack that demands retaliation, potentially setting the stage for a campaign of harassment, intimidation, or worse. Furthermore, Jeremy's return coincides with a period when Stephanie and Alex's relationship is already facing multiple stressors and challenges, making them particularly vulnerable to external threats and manipulation. Jeremy's psychological warfare tactics could exploit existing insecurities and doubts, driving wedges between the couple and potentially destroying their trust in each other. Halloween horror and the threat to Alex's life. Adding another layer of terror to this already complex situation, exclusive spoilers and extended summer trailers have revealed that Salem will be plunged into a nightmare scenario this Halloween, with a costumed attacker targeting several residents, including Alex Kyriakis himself. The promotional materials show disturbing scenes of a masked assailant attacking Alex, Chad DiMera, and Kate Roberts, suggesting that the couple's problems may extend far beyond relationship drama into life-threatening territory. The Halloween storyline appears to be more than just the typical seasonal horror content that Days of Our Lives fans have come to expect. Early indications suggest this could be part of a larger mystery involving a Salem serial killer who may be drawing inspiration from Stephanie's murder mystery novel, which Kate Roberts has been pressuring her to complete for an October release. The chilling possibility exists that someone is planning to bring the fictional murders from Stephanie's upcoming book to life, using Halloween as the perfect cover for their deadly agenda. Alex's potential role as a victim in this Halloween horror scenario adds a tragic irony to the situation, as his careless handling of Stephanie's first book may have inadvertently set in motion the events that now threaten his life. If the attacker is indeed connected to the literary world that Alex helped expose Stephanie to, then his oversight regarding the Jeremy Horton passages becomes not just a relationship mistake, but a potentially fatal error in judgment. The psychological impact on Stephanie of potentially losing Alex to violence, particularly if that violence is connected to her writing career, could be devastating enough to end their relationship even if Alex survives the attacks. The guilt, trauma, and association of their love story with near-death experiences could create insurmountable barriers to their future happiness together. Joy Wesley's baby bombshell and paternal chaos. As if the threats from Stephanie's past and present weren't enough to destroy their relationship, Alex faces his own explosive secret that could detonate their romance at any moment, the very real possibility that Joy Wesley will return to Salem carrying his child. The situation with Joy represents a ticking time bomb that threatens to obliterate everything Alex and Stephanie have built together. Before leaving Salem last spring, Joy Wesley lied to both Alex and Stephanie about the results of her pregnancy test, claiming it was negative when she knew the truth, that she was indeed pregnant with Alex's baby. This deception allowed her to disappear from their lives without complications, but it also created a situation where Alex has no knowledge of his impending fatherhood and the massive responsibilities that come with it. The most devastating scenario involves Joy's potential return during the holiday season, either heavily pregnant and ready to give birth, or already holding Alex's newborn baby in her arms. Such a dramatic revelation would not only shatter Alex's world but would also force Stephanie to confront the reality that the man she loves has a child with another woman, a child conceived during a period when their own relationship was uncertain. Joy's motivations for potentially returning become even more complex when considering the possibility that she might discover news of Alex and Stephanie's engagement or serious commitment to each other. Jealousy, maternal instinct, or simply the desire to secure financial support for her child could drive Joy to return at the most inconvenient and emotionally devastating time possible. For Stephanie, who has been building dreams of a future with Alex, the sudden appearance of his biological child would force her to reevaluate everything she thought she knew about their relationship and their shared future. The practical and emotional challenges of becoming an instant stepmother, combined with the betrayal she would feel about Alex's hidden paternity, could prove to be relationship-ending revelations. The moving-in dilemma, a warning sign of deeper problems. Beneath all the external threats and dramatic revelations lies a more fundamental issue that may be the true predictor of Alex and Stephanie's relationship fate, their recent disagreement about taking the next step of moving in together. While this conflict may seem minor compared to the other crises threatening their romance, relationship experts would recognize it as a significant red flag indicating deeper compatibility and communication issues. The fact that Alex and Stephanie are struggling to reach agreement on such a basic relationship milestone suggests that they may have fundamentally different visions for their future together, different timelines for commitment, or different approaches to problem-solving and decision-making. These underlying incompatibilities often become magnified under stress, and with multiple external pressures bearing down on their relationship, their inability to present a united front on living arrangements could be the crack that allows everything else to fall apart. Moreover, their disagreement about cohabitation reveals potential trust issues that go beyond the immediate concerns about Jeremy Horton's return or Joy Wesley's pregnancy. If they cannot trust each other enough to share living space and daily routines, how can they possibly weather the storms of dangerous ex-boyfriends, secret pregnancies, and life-threatening Halloween attacks? The timing of this domestic disagreement is particularly ominous, as it occurs just as they need to be strongest and most united in facing the challenges ahead. Instead of drawing closer together for mutual support and protection, they are allowing a relatively simple logistical decision to drive them apart, suggesting that their relationship lacks the solid foundation necessary to survive more serious tests. The point of no return, when love isn't enough. As Salem's most watched couple stands at the crossroads of their romantic future, all signs point to a devastating conclusion that even their undeniable love for each other may not be sufficient to overcome the perfect storm of crises converging on their relationship. The combination of Stephanie's dangerous literary exposure, Jeremy Horton's vengeful return, Halloween terror targeting Alex, Joy Wesley's potential baby bombshell, and their inability to agree on basic relationship milestones creates an almost impossible situation for any couple to navigate successfully. The tragic reality is that Alex and Stephanie's individual mistakes and oversights have created a cascade of consequences that now threaten to destroy the very love they were trying to protect and nurture. Alex's failure to properly edit Stephanie's book, combined with Stephanie's decision to include such revealing personal details in her writing, has created vulnerabilities that their enemies can exploit. Their separate romantic histories have left them both with dangerous connections to people who could use their past relationships as weapons against their current happiness. Even if they manage to survive the immediate threats from Jeremy Horton's return, the Halloween attacker's violence, and Joy Wesley's potential pregnancy revelation, the trust issues, communication problems, and fundamental incompatibilities revealed during this crisis period may prove to be relationship-ending in their own right. The stress of external pressures often reveals the true strength or weakness of a romantic partnership, and early indications suggest that Alex and Stephanie's foundation may not be as solid as they believed. The coming weeks and months in Salem promise to be filled with dramatic confrontations, shocking revelations, and heartbreaking decisions as this beloved couple faces the ultimate test of their love and commitment to each other. Whether their story ends in triumph or tragedy depends entirely on their ability to overcome not just the external forces trying to destroy them, but the internal weaknesses and contradictions that may have been present in their relationship from the very beginning.